Hello, everybody. Welcome or welcome back. Let's go ahead and get a little bit of a whatever wants to come out type reading for you guys. We'll start with some animal totems. I'd like to have this reading be between yourself and someone else, a matter of importance, a situation that you're looking for guidance about, and maybe we'll even get several different situations. Let's start out with your energy. Where do we see the viewer? What energy is powerful for you? Snow leopard, self-reliance, beautiful energy. You are strongly independent and often solitary. Integrity is important for your best outcome. Cloak yourself with invisibility and walk with the shamans. Use your intuition and let your life unfold in silent perfection. I love that. So you may be a shaman, you may have a life that your truth and your wisdom is very high consciousness, and you see beyond this veil in some way or another. Everybody has their own unique gifts, but there's something here about working in silence as well. Many times that lone wolf mentality would step forward. But part of this also reminds me that even when you're solitary, there can be a need for somehow coming back into the fold from that place when the time is correct. Let's see what's under the deck. B, community, right? You are a powerful creator. Your work blesses everything you touch. Be open to receiving sweetness. You are the queen of abundance. Or king, whatever. We'll let that community energy stay with you as well. So even though you're solitary in your own nature, taking time to yourself for integration and self-reflection to gather your messages and wisdom, I sense that you bring that wisdom back into the fold, or that you are coming up to the awareness that belonging and integration within the community is also an important aspect of what you're looking for now. Let's get 3 different individuals or situations you may be dealing with here and see what we can find out about the various situations in your life right now. First energy. What is the first energy that you are dealing with? Oh, that's kind of a few cards. Sea otter, happiness comes out with sea otter, and the puffin, which is something like joy in this deck, something about family. Be the master of playful living. Release expectations and enjoy every day. Let worry go and instead choose love. Surrender to the waves. Your good destiny of love is sure. So this one seems to almost talk right in alignment with today's daily dharma. And it was something like, let it flow, singing your visionary miracles or your visionary truth into miracle format is building the bridge, the ascension bridge for all. And it was quite a bit of this type of energy. So it looks like this might be your involvement within the community, bringing that knowledge and truth forward, that you're, or maybe it's to do with your family or some type of group involvement. But I see these differing animals and the different ages, the child and the parent here, as evidence of flowing with individuals that are important to you, that are close nearby you in heart or in home. And then coming out with that, we have elephant, greatness, which came out in yesterday's daily dharma. Wow, and bison, abundance. So that's quite the spread here. So elephant reads, love is your strength, leadership is your path, your wisdom inspires everyone you meet. You can overcome any problem. You will naturally and easily achieve success. And bison, again with the mature bison as well as the youthful juvenile bison here, says abundance. Sacred buffalo, cloak me in your wisdom. Keep me warm through the storms of life. Fill my life with goodness. Teach me the way of gratitude and prayer. That's beautiful. I feel like these are some of your concerns for the community, and there's a lot of disagreement and different ideas right now moving around globally for so many. And I think that it's kind of stressing you out to be in and amongst those environments and the emotional climates where everyone is worried, anxious, and combative or something like that. Underneath the deck, we have Swan Grace being able to flow through the waters and the currents. But swans are beautiful and romantic, but they're also quite aggressive. I don't know if any of you know that. They can be quite aggressive. So you who glides across the waters of my soul, bring me your wisdom and light. Help me transform into elegance and grace. Inspire me with dignity and the spirit of beauty. So yes, being able to glide through the currents and the dynamics of the community and being able to continue to be in your own energy and to align with your own spirit, I think is important to you. And to be able to not let other people's narratives and rhetoric get into your chemical body and into your astral body and your subtle bodies and create any type of dis-ease or discomfort is important at this time. Let's see, anyone else for the second situation or scenario? Okay. Now under the deck we have Raccoon, Inventor. Decide on what you really want. You have the ingenuity to claim it. Avoid being the trickster and practice integrity. You have many roles and can juggle them well. So Inventor energy comes out with Orca Whale, Adventure, Polar Bear, Mystic, and Fox, Clever. So that's interesting. So the first one seems like family-oriented, family community-oriented, and allowing the goodness to kind of shine through. This one seems like the way that people cultivate and create, and the adventure and experiences that each individual is using to choose for their own lives, as well as people's subjective truth and their own unique spiritual ideals, and the cleverness coming through with the fox often gets the rap of being the fox in the hen house, the deceptive influence, but it's also quite a sensual creature as well. And so we can demonize its quest for its own food because it's an animal that needs to prey on things to be fed, to feed its youth. Let's read these too. So Orca Whale Adventure says, dare to do things differently. Sing your wild song. Manifest your travel dreams. Attempt the great journey with confidence. Be loyal. Friends and family are your treasures. Be brave. You are more powerful than you know. Polar Bear Mystic. Know that challenges make you stronger. Have faith when you face adversity. Take the time to rest, to dream, and to renew your strength. Embrace your psychic abilities. You carry the shaman within. Another shaman energy there. And Fox Clever, you're swift and smart. Solutions to problems are easily found. Always listen to your instincts. Resources surround you. Be open to romance. So with this group of cards, I feel like this is, of course, honoring that other people will be different, came through right away, But there's also an exciting adventure on the horizon for someone, because we have two shamans here. You could be friends, you could be colleagues or associates, but for some, this is also an opportunity to magnetize like-minded individuals in a romantic way, to individuals perhaps that are trying to create a similar thing here. And of course, we have trickster energy coming through with the raccoon and with the fox here. So it might seem like somebody is, when they're doing their own thing, that they might be too different, but there's more that connects us than separates us here. And I think that you're being attracted, some of you that are dealing with the romantic end of this, I think that some of you are being attracted to somebody that's got a similar energy to you, even if the words or behaviors that they exhibit seem different on the surface. So yeah, don't let yourself be fooled or become closed to new opportunities. Sometimes the superficial or the mask that might be evidenced first is not the depth of an individual. Think of yourself and how complex you can be from time to time. To not overestimate our initial thoughts of something. I mean, our instincts are number one. You know, if somebody triggers you and triggers a fear, then that's to be listened to. Absolutely. I've learned my lesson, as I'm sure you have, with overriding our instincts and letting somebody in that didn't get it. So let's get our last one here. Ravynne, Shaman. No shit. Okay, so we've got a third shaman here. If this is not your own interactions as a shamanic influence in these situations, this one reads, you are the creator and magician. Use your gifts for good. There is power in your wisdom and words. Connect with the elemental spirits and glide through the void. Claim your place as keeper of the mysteries. And under the deck, white stag, protector, beautiful energy. You are an old soul. Your best friend is nature. Use your intuition to take you where you want to go. Awaken to the powerful force within you. You're meant to create blessings with your magic. So, okay, since we have 3 shamanic piles here out of the 4, I believe what we're looking at for some of you are different areas of your life where maybe you were living a bit more compartmentalized before. Like, let's say at work, you're not above, obviously, publicly being a shaman generally, unless that's the type of calling that you are actually being in alignment with on your job. But most will have so-called their day job or whatever, or with family or with friends or other individuals in the community, at the grocery store. You know, many of us are not out there being shamans, so to speak. But it looks like this self-reliance card here with this B community is talking about our inner shaman that has perhaps been closeted away, incubating, gathering our stores, gathering our wisdom, and our researching our calling or whatever it is, doing our sacred work here. We're being called to bring our shaman out of the cave and into these situations. So as we look into these directions, let's skip the one that doesn't say shaman for the first moment here. This adventure with a mystic that's got the inner shaman. Somebody here is being clever and kind of fancy. What's that? Footloose and fancy free keeps trying to come forward. And it's like this individual is in a situation of flow, trust, and joy and playfulness. It could, again, this often comes out as the Heyoka empath. This individual is seeking to have an adventure and to enjoy the process, where this individual over here with Raven and White Stag is more in the urge to protect other individuals. They're fired up and believing that their job is to protect, provide, and lead. And so we might find you like with your friends over here in this Heyoka empath, being clever, and while you're having adventures, kind of planting some sacred seeds in that way to help other individuals to embrace and cultivate their own psychic potential and capacity. Where over here, perhaps if this is an aspect of yourself as the shaman with those you want to protect, this could be with like your children or your own personal self and your integrity, and with the creation of the future. I want to say broadly as well as specifically, like protecting our own freedoms and integrity, as well as creating the blessings for the 7 generations before and after, right? Protecting the integrity of the journey and the quest, and trusting our intuition to guide us in that way. So let's get a couple of these cards in each of the piles. Let's go back to sea otter, elephant, and bison. This is quite a combination, I would say. With elephants and bison, those are very ancestral and earth record keeper energies, I would say. I think that the elephant is known for remembering things. Maybe that's more of a stereotype, but the elephants are so large and so massive and so powerful. They are one of the earth guardian energies, as well as the bison, and very protective and protection through the storms of life. Keep me warm through the storms. It's like that protection from the ancestors here to provide and protect and guard your happiness. And coming out first to clarify is karmic cycle. So I think that you're also here, whether it's community or in your specific family dynamics or some type of community involvement, you're a cycle breaker. We see Virgo coming out next. Virgo may be important in your chart or in the chart of somebody that you're thinking of here, but as its own sign, Virgo is very earthly based. Its opposite sign of Pisces is very trans-dimensional, mystical, but Virgo is practical. It is invested in the details of a situation, and so Virgo can help us get clear and practical in a situation. And I think that there's something about patterning and putting things into right context, right order, like the card catalog of the Akashic memory. It's like we may recognize with being some type of Akashic record keeper as this shamanic energy that's right, putting karmic energy into right order, being generational karmic breakers. Here we have secret admirer coming out with return and reunion. So there's an energy here that somebody wants to come back around. Maybe somebody you had a karmic involvement with. Let's see, what's this? Psychic attack. Ooh, I remember a psychic attacking Virgo I used to know. So yeah, stay prayed up, and mind your energy so that it doesn't get mined and harvested by another who's trying to come back around in some type of a toxic way that's probably related to this karmic cycle that was going on. Either you can talk about societally or patriarchal toxicity or bad family unit or relationship dynamics here that this individual may have come around the first time in this psychic attacking way to challenge you. You took back your energy, and now you're being asked to stand against this with joy, happiness, and great ancestral energies are coming to your aid. We have grief and depression coming out as well. I'm not sure exactly what that has to do with, but I think that when we're in the throes of change, we can often have our energy become low, and it could easily be infiltrated by those psychic attack energies. So I've got my evil eye stuff that I've been wearing for a few years. Cleanse that, purify that, get your good gemstones and healing things, because it looks like you're really running with a better crowd here with the bison and the elephant here. And these individuals are keeping you happier than you were in the past. Reassess your reasons for busyness and reassess your goals. Prioritize your goals so you're not becoming distracted or vulnerable to things from the past patterns, or fear that the past energies or toxicity are the truth. The truth is always hiding somewhat behind the obvious fears. Someone with light features, eyes, hair, or complexion, could even be white hair or gray hair in that case. Separation, take time for self-alignment. Yeah, so if there's some nitpicky energy as well that's coming through with that, they're trying to keep you busy and karmically entangled here, but it looks like you're taking time to separate away from that energy. It represents something you've already escaped. Wheel of the Year, something's been playing out for a while, and it looks like it's going to be a bit of an ongoing thing, but I think that you've already separated from that energy. So it looks like wherever your happiness lies, your ancestors are pushing you to move towards something that makes you happy, not something that tears you down or keeps you questioning yourself or the people around you. Let's move to Orca Whale, Polar Bear, and the Fox energy. Is this a romantic or otherwise? We've got trust issues. Yeah, because we've got the strategic cleverness and the raccoon with its trickster energy. So if this is romantic or otherwise, could be a local individual. It could be related to something that triggers you and makes you fearful, perhaps an attraction that makes you fearful that you might lose yourself into something that doesn't hold what you want it to hold. So soul retrieval and goat, greatest of all time, highly protected and favored by the divine. Regrets, I'm sorry, trauma bonding, creeping, and I feel safe to be myself. Power couple, meditation brings solutions. Inner child, manifestation, and I wasn't at my best learning lessons. So this may even represent somebody from the above situation or otherwise, but it looks like that you are protected and favored by the divine in some type of a way. So maybe that'll help you to really recollect yourself and feel like you really have what it takes to make it through, to trust your inner judgment when it comes to something. All right, so we have cutting cords and release with overlooked opportunity, and 1111 twin flame. Interesting. So perhaps here too that you have these trust issues in a developing romantic relationship here because of this karmic cycle, perhaps with this Virgo type energy over here that was trying to come back around. But as you cut cords with the toxic cycles, the trust issues can go with that old cycle, and you'll be able to see opportunities in the light of day. So yeah, scared of commitment, A, B, C, or D initials, ascending master, patience, not yet, allow the unfolding process. There's a young female, may talk about our innocence and our need to move through a lesson to integrate something. It also shows up with father issues, with chemistry. And true north, I feel you are my destiny, 7 crown chakra, somebody missing someone, cognitive dissonance, mind over matter, music reminds me. Okay. All right. So there's something here where there's been trust issues and a fear of commitment, possibly because one of you in a vulnerable state had some type of controlling, authoritarian, overbearing, or denying, rejecting influence that came into your situation. So you're being asked to really cleanse, clear, and release all of that garbage from your energy so that you can see your opportunities as they come in. So, what is this twin flame, real quick, before we move on? Because I know a few of you will be particularly interested in that. What is this overlooked opportunity with the twin flame? We have Mars, could be the masculine or an assertive principle with self-care. Yeah, make sure that your decisions and behaviors and that your energy represents taking care of yourself first, and from that empowered sense of self-reliance here through the cold seasons and so on. Taking good care of yourself helps you to act in alignment with self-respecting and self elevating ways, and others will answer that energy, because twin flame is all about the mirroring principle of sovereignty doubled. So respect versus competition. If there's competition and fear, both individuals probably need to take time to cut cords with their own hurts and wounded needs and needs for healing. So any final messages for that pile? This one wants to be shown. Scared of commitment yet again. Yeah, there's a need to retreat into the self and to become fully self-reliant. Sending a message could be somebody with dark features, eyes, hair, or complexion here. So yeah, if this type of influence comes a calling or knocking, sending a message in some way, don't be too fearful. We can always be friends. Now we have mother issues stepping in, the need to feel nurtured, accepted, loved, the ability to feel vulnerable and accepted. Stealth tactics and games, I feel triggered. Perhaps Sagittarian energy, fun-loving, again with that carefree, fancy-free energy here. But gratitude, maybe somebody's playful nature doesn't mean that they are not able to be serious, but that they just, no kidding. Heyoka empath, there it is. Yeah, have gratitude for somebody's ability to lighten the mood, because the Heyoka empath wears the mask of the clown, but they often have that extreme depth that's yearning to be met and appreciated. Past life influences are coming through, and there may be a toxic friend or family member that's being called out in this pile. There are ulterior motives. So again, don't take somebody at face value here. Then we have you feel like home. Shift your focus to what you can feel grateful for in this situation. There's a rebalancing and a reinterpretation through the third eye that's happening, to not disregard someone and what and how they choose to be and to express themselves. And Neptune. Yeah, utopian or disillusionment here. Guilt and shame. Love deep conversations, air, Could be an air sign here. So yeah, there's a lot of information here about making sure to just appreciate people and to not write somebody off for for any reason. Because it might come back to your own fears, unfortunately, in that case. So yeah, be open and accepting. Sagittarius wanted to pop out and land on that pile again. Let's move on to Ravynne and White Stag. Interesting, we have synchronicity, luck, and divine intervention. We already talked about that. Legalities, 3D contracts, dispute escalation. Interesting. So you're being protective over something as the stakes get a little higher. Maybe you're even more distrusting of individuals because of the climate of something that's putting you into self-protective mode. Again, these mother-father issues, fear of the toxic family dynamic, or so on. There's something about thinking about this all day, needing to relax the mind and the heart in some way. If you've got a legal battle or something where you're in conflict with somebody else or needing something to come through, if you're fearing your financial situation or so on, know again that you are protected, and that if you think of all your fears all day long, excuse me, with all the throat issues here, if you think about that and if you give voice to what's wrong all day long, it escalates and attracts and expands your focus and the regeneration of that problem. Where instead, if you can switch to being proactive and somehow being more solution oriented, what can we do? What can we control? There's something in that. So next, leader, entrepreneur, trend setter, and boss. So maybe too, if this is going back to this karmic cycle that you're separating from, being able to utilize that reclaimed energy to then be the trend setter. If you're fearful of the direction of the collective, getting strengthening yourself to feed the collective hope. Like this Heyoka empath, maybe you can take a leaflet out of their book and just say, you know, how can I be more spontaneous and idealistic and hopeful and helpful instead of complicating and sowing any type of disparity. So there's something here that you've had your mind on and your heart on quite a bit. We've got another card flying out here. Gaslighting, manipulation, and look deeper. Overthinking, stress, and nerves. Yeah, there's a situation here where somebody is either defaming or lying or cheating, stealing, creating this trust issue to overflow into other areas of your life. But know that you are protected and that the world in general is always self-correcting, no matter how dark it gets. You are safe. I feel safe to be myself. No matter if this world, if you see that 40% or more of the people